Good morning. It is Shay in Silver Lake. It is 7 a.m. It's 37 degrees here in Silver Lake. This is Shay. I don't remember if I said all that. It's really early, and Bruce looked at me this morning when I put on my snow coat and my gloves, and he said, "Yeah, I'm good." So, yeah. Let's see how the sunflowers are doing. They're looking beautiful. I cut a bunch yesterday and filled 2 more baskets, and I'm harvesting those so that I'll have more sunflowers next year, which is weird. Those are sunflowers right there. That's little tiny things. What is happening? It's a little late in the year for them now. Look at this one bloomed. I didn't even notice it until yesterday. But this one up here bloomed, and that one's like almost even ready to cut. So look how gorgeous they are. It's supposed to be 82 today. But clearly not till way later. Till way, way later. Ooh, that sun is so bright. Like, I can't even see it. I should have worn sunglasses. Should have worn some sunglasses. Oh, yeah, I was going to try this and see. I don't know. I think that is a different kind. This one's spearmint for sure. This side is spearmint. This one might be, it's like the orange or the pineapple. So I knew it was 2 different kinds in this barrel. I didn't know it was going to be 2 different kinds, but when I saw that there's 2 different looks to it. Might be the pineapple. It's either the orange or the pineapple. Because that one over there is the chocolate. That one's spearmint. All those are spearmint. Anywho, ka-choo-choo-choo. I haven't swept. I should have swept. So now I don't know if there's been any activity in my yard. Because I didn't sleep. I've been like really not on it this year. That's a cool pattern that the water caused. And I ran the sprinkler back in this corner yesterday just because these echinaceas are still pretty small. What is going on with this thing? Oh, it looked like it got eaten. Is what happened. Oh, and then it's also broken down here. So it's just... You know what I love about being my own neighbor is that... Okay, so this right here is this... That's that mullein stuff right here. This one. It pulls up pretty easy, see? Because I just throw my weeds over the fence. And then oh, look, it bloomed. That one that I planted here, it bloomed. That one's looking pretty sickly. I do know that they do like water. And you have to kind of water them really good the first year. And then after that, you're like golden. You be golden. This thing just keeps blooming. Blooming and blooming and blooming. But now it's like falling down. So I'm going to eventually pull it all up and just go lay it in because I want all the poppies to be over there. I don't know what this is. Given up on it. It's messy. And the good thing is I don't know what it was, so I probably won't be planting it again. See, I haven't, that big orange kitty, I haven't seen it in the yard. Okay, so I got a clip of it. I forgot to upload it. I was just going to turn it into a shorts. And I've noticed that the people that watch my shorts are not the same people who watch my long videos. So it's like sometimes stuff from my long videos ends up in my shorts, and then it's, I don't know. It's lost in the shuffle. Ooh, I spot an orange flower. I'm zoning in on this orange flower. That is really pretty. It's gonna be really, really, really pretty. There's a pink one over there blooming. Blooming, blooming, blooming. Anywho, nothing much going on. Oh gosh, it's so gorgeous out. I need to clean out this bed right here. I think I'm going to go on a hunt to try to find somebody who wants some irises. I need to clean out some of these irises. I need to clean out a lot of these beds. I need to find somebody who wants to grow some flowers in their yards. Some flowers. And share some of my... I had an idea I was going to use this for a video, put it in my umbrella, was going to hang in it, but it won't hold any of my umbrellas. Any of my 5 or 6 or 7 umbrellas. It's crazy. I have so many umbrellas. I have umbrellas for different things. I have umbrellas for golfing. Umbrellas for walking. I have dome umbrellas. I do love my dome umbrella though. I need to clean out this man. So no workers yesterday came over. The kids were off playing. It's been pretty chill at night. I actually think this Black Rose likes it better in like a more moderately cool. I want to cut it. I can't stand how, I don't like how tall it is, and then it's just like all bare on the bottom. And it's an indoor plant, so I have to take it inside when winter hits. And then I have to stare at it. You know, remember when I kept talking about how I was going to do my history, you know, like go back and do my history? I was thinking I'm preparing for that. I've got quite a bit of information. And I thought I'd start off with my great-grandfather times 5. So that would be actually times 7, really. 'Cause I don't know how. I'm trying to figure out a way to word that so that we could all follow along and it be like... Because I don't know him either. Obviously, he died in like the 1800s. But... And I do have information on his parents they stayed together. And they were married like in the early, because he was born like in 1750 something. And his parents were married a few years prior to that. So they were born like in the 1720s or something. And it was common, like I looked up when I looked up his parents, it was common for his parents and his, in his time frame, not to get married. Oh, there's a zinnia right there. Not to get married until they were like, usually the girls got married around 22 and the guys got married around 26. And his parents were 22 and 24 when they got married to each other in the 1720s. And then he got married when he was 19, which they all considered far too young. And they just really discouraged him from getting married so young. So I thought that was interesting because that is actually documented. Like he told that to his children. And which is funny because his daughters, they got married at all different ages. I think, you know, like they were all different ages, so he wasn't picky whether how old they should get married. Although his adopted daughter did live with him until she was in her mid-20s before he found a husband for her, because maybe she couldn't find her own. I don't know what the deal was, but we can get into all that. I don't know why I'm going off on that tangent, but anyway, so I thought we'd start out with James Curtis Bird, and he was actually born in England. And then he married my great-grandmother times 5 or 7 or however, I'm going to try to figure that out. And her name was the Well-Dressed Woman. And she was a Northern Swampy Cree. And they had 12 children together. And then he married another Swampy Cree after my great-grandmother passed. She passed when she was like 42 is what we're roughly guessing, because the Swampy Cree didn't keep records. So, and I have no idea who her parents were or any of her siblings. I do know, I have a list of all the names of his siblings and his parents. I can go back and look at my history through him. But the Swampy Cree, they lived a very, very rough, very organized life. And I do know that the Swampy Cree women were pretty desperate to marry the English men. And I do know that my uncles, my aunts and uncles, the 12 that were born, none of them wanted to stay with the tribe. None of them. And they were so desperate that half of them left. James Jimmy Jock Bird, which is one of my uncles, he spoke 8 languages. He left and went and with the Blackfeet. He joined the Blackfeet, ended up marrying a Chippewa. 3 Blackfeet wives, a Chippewa, and I can't remember if he had 4. I thought he had 5 wives. I definitely know 3 of them were Blackfeet and 1 Chippewa. I don't remember what the 5th one was. I think it was a Crow. Or no, maybe he married 3 Crow and 1 Blackfoot. I can't remember, but he had wives from everywhere but the Swampy Cree. He was like, nah, you want to wife? And then he died in Montana when he was like 98. And he died in 1899 or 1897. He was just like a couple years from making it to the turn of the century. And he was almost 100 years old, and he died in Montana on a reservation. So what I thought I would do is, because each one of them actually led pretty extraordinary lives, except for Chloe. She passed away when she was, we're guessing, 22 to 27. Somewhere in there, giving birth on a wagon train. And she's buried, we have no idea where. So, and the same thing with my great-grandmother, the Well-Dressed Woman. We don't know where she's buried either, or the exact cause of her death, or where she died, or if it was during childbirth. We do know that he married quickly after she passed to Elizabeth, which is another Northern Swampy Cree. He married, I think she might have been a sister to the Well-Dressed Woman. And he married her for a while, and then she too passed away after, I don't know, many years. And then in his late 80s, 70s, 80s, he married one last time to another. So I have a lot of half uncles and half aunts, And then I have 12 full Uncle 12, like, so. And they're all but 2 of them are half-breeds, or what Canada refers to as a Metis, which is half-breed. So, which that's the definition of what their fancy word for half-breed is, Metis. So, they're half-breed. Anyway, so I thought I would go into that in a video if it's like nicer sometime this week. I've still been working on it because I don't want to go off on tangents. I want to like do his timeline, and his is a long timeline. It's almost 100 years. It's a long timeline. And he was born in England, but over in Iceland, because England was affected by Iceland, there was a volcano that caused all this chaos, and then there was like all these wars and all this stuff happened. And I need to explain a little bit of those events, or not even really explain it. I thought how we would do it is, since I didn't know him, I can just get some of the records, and then we can just take educated guesses on why he chose to go the route that he chose. And so that will help us get to know him by just looking at what his choices were, and you know, the direction that he went. So I thought we could do that, and then that would help us also maybe get to know, you know, as we go along, because I have a lot of relatives and nobody stayed in one place. Like, everybody went all over the place. So, you know, and that's funny because that's how I did it too. Same thing with my brother, same thing with my sister. Even my mom traveled. Like, we were just like everywhere. But it's funny because her siblings did not travel. But my mom traveled a whole bunch. I traveled a whole bunch. My brother travels a whole bunch. My sister traveled a whole bunch. My sister has been clear over to Germany. My brother, I don't think, has been out of the country. I've been out of the country. My sister's been out of the country. But I don't think my brother's actually been out of the country. But he's been all over America. He's been in more places in America than I've been. So, anywho, I was going to wish you a wonderful day. Peace, love, and happiness. Didn't do very much garden talk. I rambled on about whatever. About a future video. But I wanted to give you like a heads up. And then I'm going to do that one. And then on that one, I want to get feedback to find out if I should do the next line. Like, I thought I'd do James Curtis Byrd. He's easy to look up. There's a lot of information online about him. He was a judge. He did all kinds of different things. He had different jobs in his life, mostly in Manitoba, Canada. So, and along that area, and he dealt with those tribes along that area. So I thought I would go from there and just kind of work down. And then if I'm not getting a lot of hits off of the videos, then I won't do the rest of them. I don't know. I probably should do them for my family, though. At least for my sister and my brother and my kids and my nieces and nephews. All right. I think I gotta take this glove off. I don't think I'm going to be able to close the video without taking off one of the gloves. 37 degrees. Can you believe that? I'm actually thinking it's because we had smoke overcast for 2 weeks. So it like really made the temperatures cool. But then today it's supposed to be up in the it's going to be 81. So we're going to start getting our temperatures back. So I figured. And I haven't really been watering that much. I've just been letting them kind of chill with the cool temperatures. So tonight I'll probably have to water really well. The 4 o'clocks are doing wonderful. This is Serenity's new favorite. this year. These guys could probably use some water, though. It's looking a little rough. But they're probably fine. I think I'm going to dig one of these up and take it down to Maria that owns the cafe. I might dig them both up and take them down. Then I don't have to worry about anything on this corner. I want to get away from this. From anything right here. I want to put up a little porch right here. And I want to get away from the wall. I want to paint the house. I want to paint it slate gray with white trim. And I want to get away from... I think I'm going to do this building first so that I know what it looks like. But I want to get away from all this. Get away from the stuff up against it so that way when I go to paint it, it's nice and easy. And I want to put gutters up. And I want. And now it's going to be a million years. You know, like I figured out that I'd have to have like, I have 1,279 subscribers. But only like 25 people watch my videos. Of my long form videos. And it says on them that 80% of those people are not even subscribed. So I'm assuming everybody watches my shorts. Because I do get a lot of views on my shorts videos. I don't know. Like I'll get I'll get 1 or 2 subscribers and then I'll lose a subscriber. Then I'll get 1 or 2 subscribers, then I lose a subscriber. Then I get 1 or 2 subscribers, then I lose a subscriber. It's like I take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Constantly. So like I'm very confused because most of the people that leave the comments are people that I'm supporting their videos as well. Like I watch their channels too, and we just bop back and forth between each other's channels. So I don't know, maybe I should take a picture of this, because this is stunning. Stunning. Oh, 22 minutes. All right, you guys. Peace, love, and happiness. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, hit the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Oop, there's a jet stream way out there. That's been a while since I've seen them. It's been a while, like a week or 2. Oh my gosh, the moon. Look at the moon. Got the moon, and then you got the sun. It's like they're almost touching. They're so close. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye.